Good evening and welcome to Linda Stampin Escape. How are you tonight? Are you guys ready for some Christmas in July? I have a cute card to share with you tonight. Um, I'm so excited. I am going to show you more tips and techniques that you can use with a stitch season suite. It is a brand new online exclusive, and we're going to piggyback off of what I shared last week, and it's going to be more detailed and more fun. So, welcome everybody. I'm so glad you can join me. Going to be more detailed. Okay, I got a little technical difficulty here. My computer just went down. Let me get this hooked back up here. I'm so sorry. Oh, all that excitement and okay, let's see here. Oh my gosh, so sorry. All that excitement. Okay, okay, we got awesome. So we have Elaine and Tony and Karen. Welcome, ladies. Tony said she ordered it. Yes, I saw that it shipped. So I'm excited for you to get this. And that's kind of why I'm piggybacking from one week to the next. So again, we are doing Christmas in July, a stitch season suite, and I'm excited about tonight. So I want to refresh your memories as we go back and remember that we made this card last week, and we did that with this portion of the stocking die and this group of the designer paper. So it gets cut out like this. So that's how we made this one. And then tonight we're going to use more of this. And then, of course, the full stocking. So that is what you see here. So we're combining those tonight. And we're going to have a little fun. So welcome Barb and Sharon and Carrie. Hi, ladies. So, yes, a lot of fun. So this is a lot of die cutting. And the reason I'm doing this is because for the ladies who are coming to the class, I want you to understand all the bits and pieces before we get there, because we're going to have too much fun doing other things with our cards. And I'll have all this stuff pre-cut for you so you don't have to mess with it. So, you guys can do the fun part and I'll do the pre-cutting for you. But I do want you to understand where this is all coming from. So we are going to be cutting with these two tonight. And this is our card base. So you can tell we're going to do an A2 card. Usually that is what I do. 8.5 by 5.5 and scored and folded at 4.25. Okay. And Beth said she is loving the quilting design. Oh, yes. Oh, this is so much fun. Okay, now you can see all the little pieces I cut out. So what I did to start my card, let's push this all aside for now, is I did my card base. Let's bring this back in here and do our 4.25 inch here and just burnish that so we got a nice card going there. So that is our card front. And we are going to use the magical swirls of magic. Now, this is also an online exclusive, and if you're looking for it, it's by the Halloween stuff. So, or just enter into the search box, embossing folders, and this one will come up. So this goes with the Halloween suite that I shared a couple weeks back, but I love this for Christmas as well. So we're going to use this as the front of our card. Now let's get to the guts and glory of this card. So the first thing I did was I cut out the full stocking. So that's here with this stocking die. And then I took the detailed one and I die cut that. And I'm going to tell you the reason I like to do that. You wouldn't necessarily have to, but I like the sturdiness of doubling that up. So I just do that for my own sake, but you can easily just create your stocking like this. But I like to double that up and give it some strength. Beth says, I think I'm signed up for the class. I don't have you down yet, but I can put you on there, Beth. Would you like the morning class or would you like the afternoon class? Because I have two. Actually, it's an evening class. So 9:30 in the morning and then again at 6:30 in the evening. And it's both on the 23rd. But let me know if you want morning or night and I will sign you up. Okay. So now we have our whole stocking set up and ready to go. And you can see that I die cut these out. You know, while I was cutting, I just cut out a hole because they come in a row, as you can see here. And you just slice this. And Stampin' Up! Made this paper so easy to cut. The way they have the paper lined up or everything, it's just so easy to line up on your paper cutter and cut this into strips. And then all I do, if you missed last week, you're just gonna put this top piece right on there, line it right up to the top, and roll it through your die cutting machine, and it'll cut this out. So I cut a whole bunch of them out, probably, I don't know, maybe 20 or 30, quite a few of them actually, because I never know, do I want a colored one? Do I want a white one? Today, I think I'm going white. And then with that bottom half, you guys, I got a little box that I'm putting these all in. I cut the bottom out, the foot, and you can see I've already been using pieces out of here. So I made an extra one because I didn't have all the right pieces I wanted today. So this one I cut out and then I ran that through the Big Shot, of course, with that swirls of magic. So you can just cut this out in any pattern. And because we want this to look like a quilt, right? Patchwork, that's what we're going for. So I'm going to put some glue on here. Put a little in the middle and I'm doing my edges. But I like to leave those little peaks open in case I want to pop them. And then that layers right on top. And this one I do use a lot of my glue with. So we're going white on this one. And I knew right ahead that I wanted a white toe because I also embossed the top white. So we're going with the white on that one. So we're just going to snip if you want. Fold that in half and then just give it a snip on that fold. Hi, Cheryl. Glad to see you back. She had her back work done today, so we all hope that you're feeling better. Just sit back and enjoy the show. So we're going to cut that toe piece off too. So that is going to go there. So I'm just going to glue this piece on here. Here's a good tip. I try to stay away from all the little perforations because guess what? The glue actually does kind of squeeze out through there. So if I keep that away, keep it off my fingers as much as possible. Because me and glue, we are kind of always together, it seems. All right, let's go see where we want to move our next color. I think I'm going to go with the little candy canes here. And again, I'm going to flip this up and we're going to snip this piece out. Got something baking in my oven. I know it's almost 90 degrees out and I got my oven on. So nothing that needs to be pulled out anytime soon. So I'm good here. Okay, so there we go. Save your pieces. Don't lose those because you can use them for another card. And of course, that is going to go there. And let's do the holly here. So we're going to bend and snip. Sometimes it just pops apart. That's okay too. Keep those pieces all together. So as we go, we're just going to add a little bit of glue in there. And I don't go out to the edges too much because I can wiggle it back and forth and that will take it out to the edge. So see how nice this looks? And you get that nice patchwork look and you're not doing a lot of work. But again, I just want the girls in my class to see, and yes, guys are invited too if they want to come. Just so they know what I'm doing when they get to class. So it's just easier. They can hop right in. Okay, now let's do red on this side. So we're going to take the heel here and snip that off. It's really so easy to do. And I don't snip apart all my pieces until I'm ready to use them. I pretty much keep them all together. And that way they don't get lost. I got them in a little bin, but then I don't have to search for the individual pieces. If I find a divided one, then I might do that. But this way I can easily see where my pieces belong. Again, we're going to snip. Want the big piece this time. Little snip there. Whoops. And in we go. Can you see how nice this piece is together? And then just watch your little stitching. There is no stitching on the edges because that's a die cut piece. But wow, that went together fast, didn't it? Cheryl said, when is the class? It is on Thursday, July 23rd. So the morning class is filling. I have room in the evening class yet, so not a problem there. Okay. Now we can leave this just the way it is, but I thought it would be fun to bring in this little piece. My gosh, there's so many pieces, you guys. And what I'm going to do is just do a little dot of glue on that. I'll hold it by the side here. And I am going to do opposite of what is on the stocking. So where it's green, it's red. Where it's red, it's green. And we've got that all added. And it's just an extra layer of color. So how cute is that? Now, I thought about adding a button, but it's kind of big. So I just set it off to the side and decided to think about it a while. Vicky says, cute stocking. Thank you. Okay, now we're going to come in here and add a little glue to our back here. And you could do regular adhesive on here if you want. But I'm just gonna, I've got my glue sitting here and it's open. So, and it gives me a little chance to wiggle around here. You guys know at the time it's crooked in the big, you know. And red and white. It is such a nice Christmas color. and it's really going to make this pop. Okay. We need to get a greeting on here. I am going to pop this up even though it really doesn't need it. But I want to add a greeting, and I'm not sure how I want to finish this off yet. I had some ideas rumbling around in my brain. You know how that goes. And on this one, it's just going to say cheers. And I should stamp that up here where you guys can see it. And it's just on a little circle die cut from Stylish Shapes. That seems to be my go-to one, doesn't it? And let's see here. Let's do a little bow on here. Elaine asked me a question. Is the class 9 or 10? It's 9:30. But let me double check and verify that. So not that I put 10 on the sheet and I keep saying 9:30 because it's usually when I host my classes. So let me double check that for you and I will get back to you after this. So we got that down pat, and I'm going to take my nice big scissors here because this one really cuts my ribbon nice. All right. And we could put that on here, but I think I'm going to just going to snip this off a little bit shorter. There we go. Let's put our stocking on. Now, because I doubled this, if I wouldn't have, I would have been using a lot more dimensionals, but because it's going to hold its shape better, because I doubled it, I'm not putting as many as I usually do. And the girls that stamp with me, they know I use a lot of dimensionals. Those little backs are all over my house. And I got to tell you, I have been creating upstairs because it's air conditioned and the basement is not. Let's tip this way. Usually mine are all going this way because that's how I feel like it's hanging, but I'm going to tip it. I'm going to be rebellious today and tip it this way. Okay, so we can get our little cheers on here. And I'm going to pop that up. Okay. And then we will get our little bow on there. Now, if I'd been thinking ahead, which I don't know why this just popped in my head, but if I would have left the back off, we could have made it look like a little, I don't think I can get under there. Oh, maybe. No, it's pretty tight. Now I'll just put that corner back down. And we're going to do right up here. And let me grab my little glue dots here. Those will work a little better. Whoops. This way. Okay, take your pick. Hold this off. This on here. And I like to push it on so I know it's really stuck on there. You can tell it's really stuck on my finger. And we're just going to pop that. And that looks upside down to me this way. There we go. Let's glue down our edge I tried to pull up. And that is it. How quick is that? Just going to hold that edge down. There's our cute little card for this evening. Except I am still missing a little spot there. You could use white You could use anything you want, but I think I'm going to bling this out just a little bit. There we go. How's that? Now let's put one. Let's put one. Let's put a couple up by our cheers, maybe. I don't know. I'm going to put a couple down here. While I'm thinking about if I want to put any up by the cheers. This will draw your eye all the way around the card. I think that bow might just be enough. I don't know. What do you guys think? Are you thinking that it needs a little bling up here? What if we did it all the way across the top like we did down here? I think I like that. That will kind of balance out our card a little bit too without getting too showy on our greeting because we already got the ribbon. Okay, now I think it evens it out nice. So we got this here, and our stocking card is complete. So quick and easy. And just a note to you girls that are coming to the class, I got about 20 some cards made up. So the ones you saw last week and plus what you're going to be making and a whole lot more to just get a good look at this whole suite. It's adorable. So I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's card and that we took it a step up from what we created last week. Remember when we just made these little pieces? So there is so much more you can do with this. This is just the full stocking. Again, these are last week's card. And then we have tonight where we stepped it up and we really gave it that nice patchwork look. So thank you all for joining me this evening. I will be back on a little later with 2 prize patrols because I realized that I didn't give one out for last week. So I'm going to be looking at some Christmassy stuff and I will be back later this evening with a prize patrol or 2. So thanks for joining me. Have a wonderful evening and good night.